Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. I hope you're doing well. Mm, these last 24 hours have been something else for me. It's been something else. But hopefully, after I'm healed, I won't feel all of this pain anymore. So they removed quite a bit of the nerves in my arm. So they did tell me I would probably feel numb for several weeks, or it even could be a couple of months before I get the full feeling back in my arm. But I thank you all for your prayers, your support, your donations. It all helped tremendously. And the Give, Send, Go is still up. I'm going to keep it up until the very end of the month, and then I will um, conclude doing anything for the campaign. So, y'all, we are going to talk about the African immigrants and why they really need to go home and fix Africa. It is so bad all over that continent when it comes down to politics. When you go back and you see the politics and all the corruption. But, still that's up to y'all to fix that. You got to sometimes put your foot down. If these politicians are not doing what you want, you know, I understand, but you running to other places, that's never going to fix your homeland. That's never going to fix it. And you always looking for opportunities elsewhere and not in Africa. That's a problem in itself. You know, Not to mention, I was looking at Jason Black, shout out to him. He was talking about how other countries want these Africans gone. And you know how they've been coming around us and acting like they are so needed. They want them here. No, no, actually, no, they don't. No, they don't. And y'all don't always have such an easy time. And I'm starting to see those videos of Africans admitting, they are facing the racism here. And at times they don't even feel welcomed here. And you know who's doing that to them. The ones they like to kiss their butts all the time. Yeah. And we could have told you that. If you are melanated and you come from another country, yeah, you're going to face racism. It's unavoidable in America. So, that's all the more reason to build up your country. It's more of you than it is politicians. And, it doesn't sit well when you come from another land and you come over here to us and then you want to give advice to us. No, that's never going to go over well. It's never going to be well received. And people are not going to take your advice seriously when you look at your country and the conditions that it's in and you want to come here and give us advice. No, it, it's going to fall on deaf ears. That's all I'm saying. And it was real funny the other day when I did a video on, the floating slum, Makoko, over there in Nigeria. Somebody told me Africa don't have dirt roads. I was like, okay, whatever. Of course, I blocked that person, and that's another part of the problem. Y'all come over here and do a lot of lying, especially about your homeland. So at the end of the day, if you are not there, then nothing can get fixed. And that is the truth. Nothing can get fixed if you're not there. So, y'all, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Guys, watch this very video very attentively and see why Africa will never wake up except we join Ibrahim Traore in this struggle to stand out.
Them all together. So, thank you. I have a question. What's the difference between the U.S. debt and the debt that African nations own? Because the U.S. debt doesn't keep the U.S. from being one of the leading powers of the world, but then African nations can't make it because of that debt that is strangling them.
Should I talk? Okay. The first question is a very important question. What makes African and third world debt different from the American debt? Number one, America is never going to pay its debts. It doesn't have to. Its debts are in its own currency. We can simply print it. The African debt is not in its currency. The African debt is in US dollars. Africa has to earn the US dollars, and the only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent and doing something that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank, the International Bank for IBRD, research, the World Bank, is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops. To export, in order to have an oversupply of cocoa and other tropical raw materials, to keep down the price, they must buy their grain from the United States or Europe, so that if they do something that we don't like, we can do what America tried to do to China in the 60s. We can sanction them. We can say, we're going to starve you. We're going to not export any grain to you. So owing their foreign debt in dollars means that they have to somehow sell something that the United States wants, not what they want. I think the most evil organizations in the world today are the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. And my book, Super Imperialism, that I wrote in 1972, is all about that. The largest purchasers of the book were the Defense Department and the CIA. I was immediately, the organization I worked for was given a $75,000, $85,000 Defense Department contract for me to come to explain to them how American imperialism worked. And they used it as a how to do it book. They thought it was just
all right, can somebody please tell me why these Africans have so many ideas about how to fix Black America and how to fix America, but they can't even fix their own countries. They can't even fix Angola. They can't even fix Ghana. They can't fix Nigeria. They can't fix Jamaica. They can't fix Haiti. God knows they can't fix Haiti because that has been a hot mess for generations. But yet they come here and they have all these ideas about what America should do for Black people and how America has failed and how America should be fixed and how Trump is bad and how Republicans are bad and how what Black Americans need to do. I will tell you this, Africans, please go fix your own countries. Please take all of this energy and all of these ideas to your countries. Take them to Haiti because Haiti's a hot mess. Take it to Nigeria, because I know what's going on in Nigeria. Take it to Angola, take it to Ghana, take it to Jamaica, take it to all of these different places, but you don't want to do that. Instead, you want to come over here, insert yourself into Black American issues, and by the way, use everything that we have fought for and built for to go insert yourself into places, but that quite frankly, you have not earned. All right. So the message from this Black American, and my family has been here for generations, baby. I'm not some African. I'm a Black American. And so my advice to you is go fix your own countries before you come tell us about our issues.
And we are every one of us is watching what's going on in Minnesota. Because what just recently happened in Minnesota is a disgrace to America. I'm sorry. It is a disgrace. They are killing humans like animals. They are killing humans like animals in America as we're speaking over simple stuff. I feel like Kanye West once say, at this point, we at a war with ourselves. Because to shoot somebody in the head in broad daylight over them not wanting to get out of a car, and mind you, this person is not a criminal, speaks so much volume to this country. And it hasn't even end there. They are like unified right now in Minnesota, just looking for trouble. Sometimes you're not even doing anything. They're just there, just looking for trouble. So all my Africans that is in this country, this is what I want to say to you guys. You know, many of us, we grew up here and we don't have any foundation back home. And sometimes, some of us doesn't have like too much real family back home. But I want to say this to us. If you have somebody back home that you trust, it's about time you invest in a property for yourself. Remember, America is supposed to be a country where you come here, you develop yourself, and you go back to your country and live the way you want to. This is not a country where you live for the rest of your life. This is not a country where you're going to be here and be a millionaire and never work in your life, because millionaires are still working. Billionaires are still, our president is a billionaire and he still wants a job. He still wants a job because being a president is not free. So it's time for us to start building. And you guys know it doesn't cost that much money to go back home and build lands for yourself and build your own thing there. It's about time. Let us all start investing, man. And because I'm sorry, like I told you in my previous video months ago, you're not going to live happy in this country for the rest of your life. You're going to be a workaholic till you're 70 years old. And even if you do have a good job, a great job, a high-paying job, you're not going to just, they're going to take so much. The rent already take half of what you make. It goes into rent. Just think about that. If you're making $3,000 or more in this country, you can live like a king or a queen back in African's country, Haiti, and anywhere else other than this country. You can live good, stable, and eat healthier. To my Africans, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm going to put it in my Liberian accent. I begging you, my people. America getting scary. America getting scary. Let's try to invest in our own country, in our own self, and live a better life there. Make all the money you want to make here and leave. Don't be here forever. Especially if you have children in this country, let your children know your country. Take them every year. Let them visit. This country is for us to make money. It's not here for us to stay forever. And to the other people that are always asking why we're here, it's to make money. Oh, you can't make money in your country? I can make more money here. I can make more money here. So, my Liberians, invest in your country. Invest in yourself. This year, this 2026, must be the year you go back home and find a land and start building. Go back home to your country. Get a land and start building. That income tax they're giving you every month. That's your month. I'm sorry, my bad. That income tax you're getting every year. Take portion of that and start building. You can make business back in your country. Y'all know we can make our business back in our country. We're not paying a bunch of taxes. You guys know that. Let's lead a country small. Let's lead a country small. You're hearing me? Goodbye.
So no, don't sit over there in some foreign land talking about what it is that you would do in America, because if you were born on this land entrenched in the funk and the foulness that exists on this land, you would be just as mentally enslaved, just as mentally entrained as the people who are here. So don't think that because your trauma is different than ours, that there's something better about your trauma. Because if anything, just the mere fact that you even dream, that you salivate of going to another land, shows and tells that there's something going on yours that needs to be fixed. So rather than going off and talking about all of the things that you would do in America, please fix your government, rise up, do whatever it is that you need to do on your land.
All right. A lot has been happening to us as a nation lately at the international stage. And to be honest, they are not good news as it were. It's no more a news that our brothers in the African continents are beginning to have problems with Nigerians. Recently, though it's been happening in South Africa, but recently again, South Africans are asking Nigerians to leave their country. Our brother in West Africa here, Ghana, they're also asking Nigeria to leave their country. And so many other African countries, like Zimbabwe and other countries. Now, again, just immediately after Donald Trump came into power, he placed a restriction on the kind of visas to be given to Nigerians. Before, when you apply for American visa, they'll give you 2 years. And when you come to renew again, you have the option to renew up to 5 years. The last president before Trump increased your first, Nigerians' first application to 5 years. And when Donald Trump came, he reduced the visiting visa to 3 months with just an option of one entry. If you enter today and come out tomorrow, that visa is null and void. You see, will you blame these people? Not only America, United Arab Emirates too has placed restriction. United Kingdom has placed restrictions. Will you blame these people? No, I won't blame them. You know why we won't blame them? Because they have seen that Nigerians are complacent, like they are very okay with what is happening in Nigeria. They see that the Nigerian youths, the Nigerian people are okay with what the current government is doing to them. So they know that if worse come to worse, we will take our bags and baggages and move to other countries. And the truth is, no country is ready to open door for you when you are not ready to fight to reclaim your land. We all know the population of Nigeria. We're over 250 million, if not 300 million or 350 million people, because it's been a long time we did census and we know how Nigeria is. If anything happened in Nigeria today, where would that number of people go to? So this is a clear message to every Nigerian. The action that is melted on Nigeria by all these nations I've mentioned is a clear message to Nigerians that Nigerians, sit and fix your country. All right? Sit and fix your country. When I look at the internet space, I see a lot of people, young people who just started their lives, who their future is in their own hands. Instead of them to be on the social media space to talk on and deliberate on issues that will help their destiny, they are there doing one or two challenges. Either they are shaking their bomb or posting things that are not relevant. So there is nobody that will take you serious when you don't take good care of your home. It's painful that as exposed and as educated as these young Nigerian youths, we could see what happened in Nepal. Nepal is not, I don't think Nepal is as big as Nigeria, but these youths, they took it upon themselves to take their country back. Now, nobody is promoting violence, and I will never promote violence. I will always stand with a peaceful protest. But I have said it in my videos, and I'll keep saying it. If you want to do any protest, do not disintegrate yourself. Do not disintegrate yourself. I was watching one video 2 days ago. I saw a protest in London. I think it's concerning this whole thing that's happening in America or so. And the protests, according to the record, they said on the street alone, they have over 3 million people. Then on the corners, on top of houses, on top of different places, they have over 2 million people. So we have over 5 million people protesting. There is no government that sees that number of people that will not have feelings for those people. They will not come and start shooting everybody. It's not possible. And I will keep saying it. Let the notable people in Nigeria, let them be at the forefront of this. All the pastors, the bishop, and all notable people, people of chieftaincy honor, people of traditional rulers and all that. Let everybody be on the street to request for the INEC reform. And not just the INEC reform, the judiciary also need to be reformed. Let's ask for this. If not so, these people will not take us serious. I just say I should drop this here because I have thought about it. I have sat down to say, why are people hating on Nigerians? They are not just, it's not hate on Nigerians per se. Is that they are passing a message to Nigeria that if we keep allowing you guys to come here, you will not fix your country. So sit and fix your country. Some days ago, I did a video and I saw one mumu on my Facebook page came out to make some statements about, what I posted. And I went into his page to look and I saw that it's one of these gullible puppet in the hands of the current administration. I saw all the posts he makes on his Facebook page. I saw all the things he was doing. I said, oh, that means this guy is being fed by the government. So he doesn't have the feeling of what the common man is feeling. So Nigerians, 2027 election is around the corner. You can say there is another 1 year in between. It will come like the speed of light. Take your destiny into your hands. But before then, let's get this INEC and judiciary reform. You can see all the shenanigans happening in the National Assembly and in Senate and everywhere. What can you see? This is the only administration I see that they just push, request for loan, they just approve without questioning. They push anything to them, they just approve. Why? Because The system has crippled the judiciary and the legislature. So I'll leave it here. Let me see your comment in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video. Peace and love.
And this is why we as Africans should fix our own countries and have our own governmental systems, because now, because everyone thinks, oh, I'll just run abroad, and abroad they be treating us like shit. And even in America, like, they are raping women in the facilities and kidnapping children, trafficking them. That's why it's like there is no escape. The only thing you can do is fix your home. I know our homes have been violated times and time again, and they've dismantled our systems that we created, but we have no choice but to rebuild them over and over and over and over and over again. Because the alternative, what's the alternative? Go to a different place, run to a different country. The people there will always have a problem with you living there. Since I got here, they've been like, go home, go home, go home, go home, even though I've been minding my business. They'll always be like, go home, go home. And like, the immigrants here are like really suffering now. It's like, bro, we just gotta fix our shit, fix our home. That's it. There is no escape. There is no place you can run. There's no place like home. That's why you have to try and fix your home. Like, I'll gladly go home.
What is she talking about? They're raping women and kidnapping kids in America. What? Girl, that sounds like your homeland. So, the bottom line is Africa cannot get better if people are always leaving. And y'all don't want to leave. Y'all don't want to stay there. And I understand you don't make as much money there, but you got to make those things happen. You got to make those things happen for yourself. It looks to me like you allowed your government to not really allow the population to build wealth. Y'all not allowed to own land. Y'all are not allowed to, it's almost like only certain jobs are around you to keep you in that poor state over there. That's what it looks like. But it's up to the people to make the changes and make things better for everyone. But you can't do that from another land, You absolutely can't. And I understand now people are paying attention out here, especially with the ICE raids. Oh, yeah, they're paying attention to you folks walking around with these accents. And you're not the only one. A lot of these immigrants are being told, go home, go home. They know, because Africans, they used to sit around talking about, oh, white people like us better than you. No, they don't. That's some fantasy talk. That's fantasy talk. We've been around these people for centuries, and we know what they're like. And trust me, they don't like your melanated asses either. They truly don't. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I got another one coming up because they're still trying to get us out in these streets. I just can't believe how hard these groups are trying to get us out there, but they are, y'all. They are. One of many ancestral shadows. Thank you for the super chat. A state of abject and perpetual poverty. Yeah, that's what they're in. Okay, and I guess that's SLLE44. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. And African Goddess, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for your support for my channel. Thank you very much. All right, y'all. I will see you on my next live, which will be at 1:45. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.